Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MMOs.com podcast. This is episode 51 now, and this is Altai, joined by...
Omer,
Gumble,
Matt,
Shirelio.
Perfect. And as you can see, I'm back in Vegas with my brother. My room is a little neater than his, and that's because we have the Vive set up here. You can see the tripods. There it is.
how is the vibe? You want to give a quick summary of
All
your
right. Well, I was
thoughts
going to
on
save it
Vive?
for the post-game because we always go on these VR tangents.
Well, we can do more VR later.
Okay, so one thing about the Vive is so many people are not going to be able to do what we did. My bedroom is now literally the VR room. Like there's nothing else in here besides like a table and just the two tripods. And even this room is half the size of their recommended size. Yeah.
not,
So it's interesting. I only played one game because I got here last night, and I played the Job Simulator. It was fun. It was interesting. I got to like throw stuff at people.
Something you don't know about, so...
Whoa!
it's also like $40 normally. Like,
Whoa!
came with it for free.
It's free though. I thought.
It's $40 on Steam though.
But
Well,
think-
it comes
well,
with the Vive that's for
so
Oculus.
who would? Oh, for Oculus people, because who would buy it for $40? Anyway,
Plus, on Oculus, you don't want to buy it because you don't get to use the hands. Like you don't have the hand stuff with you from release anyway. But enough Vive stuff early on. We got to start with the weekly raid as we always do. So Gumby, take it away.
Okay, so this week, for the past week, we've all been playing Overwatch, right? And Overwatch is a bit of a surprise for us when it was first announced because we found out it was going to go buy to play. And many of us here at the MMOs.com crew are champions of free to play, but this past year, a lot of titles have chosen to charge a price. Black Desert Online, Overwatch, and then most recently, Tryon Worlds' Atlas Reactor actually made a conversion from a free to play model to now it's going to be buy to play. And while I was playing Overwatch, I think I was with Omer, and I said out loud, this game deserves to be buy to play. And it got me thinking, when is a price tag on a game warranted? What is it about a game that says, okay, I'm going to spend my money on this, it's worth it, over being free to play? Is it because the game is polished? Is it because I got my money's worth because I devoted so many hours? So I'm going to ask the crew and everyone in chat, what is it, when will you pay for a game? What is it that makes you reach into your wallet?
I pay for polish. That's about it. I mean, if it's not polished, like you could make anything, and it doesn't matter how long or short the game is or what it is. You could make anything, and if it's unpolished, it is going to like feel a little bit like a rip-off at some point.
okay, I have a very strong opinion on this, so I'll talk last.
All right, I'll throw my hat into the ring. I think a game has to be incredibly polished to be able to justify charging money today, especially when you're talking in like this online PC FPS arena, because you have a lot of these games are free to play. Though then again, you have games like CS:GO which still cost money. But the games we typically look at are from Korean and Asian studios, and they're kind of used to the free to play model. I'm getting kind of used to it as well. But certain genres, I think there's a big barrier. For example, if you look at the MOBA genre, almost everything is entirely free to play, whether it's League, whether it's Dota 2, whether it's Heroes of the Storm. So in certain genres, you really can't charge money. And you make more money by being free to play, as we've seen games like Dota and League just absolutely milk money. But then again, you have a new game like, this new game just came out in MOBA that costs money. For some reason, it's slipping my mind. I know Gumby wrote a review for it, is working on a review on it. But the game has to be incredibly Battleborn, yes. But a game has to be incredibly polished. Like we're talking top tier. If your game is excellent of the excellent, I have no problem paying for it. And I think Overwatch has proved itself to be that excellent of the excellent.
All right, for me, I think it's the total opposite. I think Overwatch would have been better free to play, for the reason my brother said, which is, in the end, in the long run, because of a large audience and small microtransactions, they can make more money. But for a smaller game with less development behind it, maybe less support over the years, like they want to just ship a product and move on to the next one, it's actually better to be free to play. I mean, to buy to play. So I can see Atlas Reactor going buy to play for that reason. It's a niche, not going to have the same size of an audience as, let's say, something like Dota or League or even a shooter like Overwatch. But the people who are interested in that kind of product will pay, right? So because its market is smaller, you need to just get them to pay and then play.
That's actually part of the reason that war games cost an absurd amount of money, because not only are they so in depth, they're so like they're modeled in such depth, and not that many people are going to be interested in the genre, so they charge like upwards of like $80 to $100 for some war games because it's making up for the fact that you have a certain niche that's going to play them, and they're going to want to pay whatever to be able to play this thing that's modeled this like realistically.
And also the audience, the potential audience for a detailed war game like that is much smaller than a game like Overwatch or Dota. Like if everyone pays $1 for Dota, right? That's a lot of money. But if the entire audience dedicated to like a 4X strategy game that takes like 20 hours per round, if every single person buys the fuzzy hat like I'm wearing for $1 cosmetic, that's not enough, to recoup the investment. So I think niche games are better off going buy to play, while mass market games are better off going free to play. So and that's why I think it's so interesting that Blizzard chose to go buy to play with Overwatch, because I was really expecting a free to play model for that one.
Does anyone know the numbers on like Heroes of the Storm? 'Cause that's like the one that they did that is free to play, right?
Again, like I was saying, in certain in the MOBA genre, it's very difficult to compete with League and Dota if there's a price tag, which is why I think Battleborn is gonna have issues. I mean, like nobody's saying Battleborn's a bad game. Actually, Gummy was telling me it's getting so much better as he plays. Because we played very little bit in the Sunday
as he actually unlocks what he needs to be able to actually play it.
Yeah. So as he was. Why? Like I'm a League player. I play some Dota on the side as well. I used to play Heroes of the Storm, not so much anymore. But I just can't see myself paying to play a new MOBA when a MOBA itself has so much barriers to entry already. I have to learn every hero, what they do. That way I can counter my opponents when they play those heroes. So there's an investment you got to put to a MOBA before you even start enjoying it. And then on top of that, you have to pay $60 when I can play League, Dota, or HOTS for free. It's a rough sell, at least in that genre.
I think one of the reasons Overwatch went buy to play is for the console purpose. They didn't want to charge $0 on PC and $60 on console. That would have been too hard of a sell.
That
makes sense.
No, that doesn't make any sense because
Why?
there's a rising market of free-to-play games on consoles.
Okay,
you say rising, but there aren't that many. Still.
But they're usually old PC games. They're not launch PC games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Like things like Neverwinter,
Smite,
Smite.
Neverwinter.
They're games that 5 years later go to
No,
PC.
it's not It's not really 5 years later because they want it to be 5 years later, though, or because they're trying to get the audience because they need it. It's 5 years later because they focused on PC and then refocused somewhere else with a smaller team, and it took that long.
No, I think they found success first, and then they said, okay, we have something here. Why not try to get everyone's money?
Also, you guys know I'm a staunch defender of free-to-play, but when you look at a game like Overwatch, what they can get away with is the game is going to have microtransactions in it without a doubt. So you have a game that's going to cost everybody $40 to $60 up front, depending on which edition they buy, and people are going to spend money on it. So I don't think the $40 barrier is going to really prevent people from playing the game, because if it's an excellent game, people will tell their friends about it, and they're going to cough up the $40 and play it. And then they're going to monetize with microtransactions as well. I think
Oh, did I actually cut you off? Did I sever you in two?
You did sever me. I was just gonna say if it didn't have like microtransactions, it'd be kind of weird. But they're gonna make so much more money as a buy-to-play game because it's a polished game that justifies the price tag, and they're gonna sell you on the microtransactions.
How do you guys feel about Overwatch having like a trial? Do you think that would like solve if you have the trial up to like a certain level?
Well, I mean, we did have a trial. It was called Open Beta.
Do you think that solves? No, but I mean, clearly, but I'm talking about the game as it moves forward, right? Like, do you think that would solve a lot of the free? Because I think for me, the biggest free to play benefit is being able to invite your friends and play it right away and not try it out. So do you think that's something like that, like a trial, can really give them the benefits of free to play while not having the negatives?
I think people can abuse it by making new accounts keep playing because it's a game that
but if you want to play ranked,
you don't really build on your character.
If you want to play ranked, it's kind of like you can't keep your rank throughout.
But most people aren't going to play ranked. Just like people in the league don't play ranked. They just play for fun.
I mean, there might be free weekends, right?
Yeah.
But I think
that would help. Yeah.
I think the concept of a demo has really, really declined over the past 10 years. I remember when I was younger, every game, even console games. I remember for PlayStation 1, somehow I had a disc for Final Fantasy VII demo, right? And PC games, obviously, which demos all over the place. But I really haven't played a demo in so long these days. I
Do
feel
you
like
remember when
demos.
your PC magazine came with that free disc for a
Yeah,
demo?
yeah.
Like, yeah, good times.
But there really haven't been demos. Like demo as a thing, as a concept, has really been declining. I feel so. I don't think Blizzard will bring that back.
free weekends could be.
Free
a thing,
weekends are
because
going to be the way to
Steam
go.
games do it.
I don't think they're gonna have free weekends. I don't think it's gonna be like. It's not gonna be on Steam, so I don't think they're gonna treat it like a Steam game. First off, and second, like you don't really have free weekends for games on consoles. And as you guys are saying, they're gonna treat it somewhat like a console game. I don't think free weekends are gonna happen.
Also, Blizzard is notoriously stingy. They're like, even their older games like StarCraft 1, Diablo 2, they kind of keep them at high price, relatively high price in retail. So they're not known to be a discounter. So yeah, probably maybe not.
So I'm somewhat confused by this whole conversation. You guys think that Overwatch should have launched as a free-to-play title and would be more successful that way?
Yes.
I think no. I think they're gonna make more money this way.
I
don't think so.
My intuition says no, because to me, from what I can tell, and we don't have numbers, because Blizzard also has decided to keep that close to them. Overwatch has been a huge success, and I can't imagine how many sales. I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, I see it everywhere. Everyone I know is talking about it. Most people I know who tried the open beta ended up converting and purchasing it. So I can't imagine that they would make more money having launched it as a free-to-play title. I feel like their bank account piled up for relative to how much it costs to develop the game.
And look,
just
and
based
on
on this
console
weekend.
too.
Imagine if they
Console's
launched
gonna make
free-to-play.
so much money.
Yeah, exactly. And it just depended on microtransactions. Now, even whales, they don't spend big bucks when they go to purchase in-game items. They buy small items, but a lot of them. So if you combine both, you have this buy-to-play entry. And it was proven recently. There was a study. It came out, and it proved that whales, I'll get the link for it, that whales don't make giant purchases. They make a lot of small purchases.
Am I like a special whale then? Am I like a
I mean, you could be an outlier.
No. What you do is you purchase lots of small items, but you purchase a lot at once. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Right, and the whale might do that too. But to me, seeing how successful Overwatch has been, just based on word of mouth and who's been talking about it, and the fact that it's $40-$60, I think Blizzard made a ton more money than if they had launched the free-to-play. So it seems like the right move.
Let me clarify then what I meant.
Go ahead.
Okay, in order to make more money as a free-to-play versus buy-to-play, you need scale. And of the games like the shooters coming out, whether it's Lawbreakers or Atlas Reactor, another buy-to-play game coming out now, and Overwatch had the best chance as a free-to-play game than those two because it's more broad.
More than Heroes of the Storm? Or Hearthstone?
Well, again, Hearthstone is broad. Just like, it kind of fits my criteria.
No, I don't think that there is any situation in which Overwatch should have gone free to play.
Really?
I don't think there's any situation. No.
I want to jump in over here because we're looking at Lawbreakers video in the background, and I want to say after playing Overwatch, I can't imagine myself paying for Lawbreakers. Like again, I haven't played the game. I've seen videos of the game, but why should I pay for another shooter?
Well,
I feel like Lawbreakers
haven't played it yet.
That's unfair though, because you're saying that just because it came first, you shouldn't pay for the other ones.
I'm not saying you shouldn't pay for it. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to pay for it.
Guys, quick injection here. Doesn't this map in Lawbreakers look just like that Asian map in Overwatch, except more like real? Yeah, but this game looks more realistic versus less cartoony than Overwatch. It looks good. I mean, I'll try it. I'll try Overwatch.
I can guarantee that's any
I'm not
similarities or coincidence.
Yeah, I'm not saying the copy. It's just interesting that it kind of looks similar. Like not just the map, but like the whole
let's
spiel.
think about it, guys.
The setting is way too fucking weird for them to actually have any overlap at all.
But let's think about it. You're going to buy a game, right? You have Overwatch in front of you, and you have Lawbreakers, right? You could play both, right? But like, I just don't see a lot of people giving Lawbreakers a chance because here's a game that's published by Nexon.
But why
not?
It looks more realistic.
Omer,
one at a time.
Out of all the things that were complaints about Overwatch, what was the biggest one?
There's only 2 game modes.
There's no deathmatch. Do you know what Lawbreakers does really well?
Deathmatch. Okay.
Deathmatch.
Okay.
Yeah, but
first of all, there are a lot of people who like realistic graphics versus cartoony. This game looks more. This game looks more graphically.
If I want to play a realistic-looking game, I'll go play Call of Duty. All right. Or Counter-Strike. Look, unless Lawbreakers turns out to be a god-tier game, which it can be. I'm not ruling it out. Okay.
No, I'm not saying
Lawbreakers has the same polish. listen, if Lawbreakers is the same excellent polish as a game like Counter-Strike Go, Overwatch, called the Call of Duty series, if it has excellent polish, okay, it'll make money, right? But that's a very high bar, which people are seeming to forget. Where that bar won't be that high if it was free-to-play. The free-to-play bar is much lower. People won't give it a shot unless it turns out to be amazing.
I don't think so. No, the free-to-play bar is not much lower because the free-to-play bar has League, it has Dota.
No, I'm talking FPS. No, look at FPS games. Okay, look at FPS games.
There are a lot of free-to-play FPS games.
Combat Arms, Sudden Attack, Crossfire.
No, what about
We're
that?
not talking about the best one.
Ghost in the Shell. Isn't that free now? Isn't Ghost in the Shell free now?
It will. No. Ghost in the Shell will be free when it launches. It's still early access, so it still costs money.
I haven't actually played a lot of free-to-play shooters recently.
I've played a lot, and there are so many options of free-to-play shooters that you have to be excellent to succeed. So that's me personally. I don't see myself paying for Overwatch unless I hear from a friend that the game is godlike.
You just said Overwatch, but
I meant Lawbreakers.
Yeah, I know. That's why I stopped you.
All right. Well, in other news, here's a good point. Here's a good segue. You guys ready for the segue? Okay. Right. What about instead of we've been arguing buy to play versus free to play? What about both? Let's start buy to play like Tree the Savior did for a month or two, and then we switch to free to play.
Make our money and go free to play and quadruple the player base.
I'm calling it. Black Desert Online is going to do that exact maneuver. I don't see Overwatch doing it because it's Blizzard, right? But I can see Black Desert going free to play within a year. That's my guess. We speculated about it last time, but
anyway, I think
the point of good monetization move.
The point of Erhan's transition is that Tree of Savior is now free to play.
Yeah, officially launched. Yes, it's officially launched. Shu, where do you stand? Shu, where do you stand?
I haven't played it since I got the kittens.
Oh, so okay, and about that.
And like I wanted to play it. I wanted to play it. So like after that whole thing happened, I was like, play Tree of Savior. And then I got on, and people were like, "Hey, check it out! Overwatch is you can play it now." So I was like, "Really?" And I played it, and then Tree of Savior was dead.
Wow. So how
people are playing Tree of Savior right now in Steam charts?
I still see a lot of friends on it, but I don't think it hasn't taken off as much as I guess people expected.
It's
Tree of Savior.
I don't know. There's the issue is it's really grindy. It's really grindy, and it feels not ready. Like it feels like you're playing a game that is still in development.
Okay, so
what game doesn't feel like that these days?
Overwatch?
Yeah, Overwatch, exactly.
All right. So some numbers for you guys too. Before the game went free to play on May 9th, it was about 10,000 concurrent users. And the day it went free to play, it jumped to 46,000. So it's pretty incredible. And they're having a lot of capacity issues because I see the servers going down because there's only a few people online right now. But 46,000 concurrent users is actually incredible. So you got to give them some props.
But that's on launch day. That's on launch day.
It's gonna go down. I imagine by the end
it's
of
already
this week
gone down.
or beginning of next week, we'll be at around a 20,000.
I say no. I think it'll be higher.
I think it's gonna hold stable.
No, as the day went on, they've already dropped 9,000 concurrent.
Okay. But they're having capacity issues to keep that in mind because I just see the huge drop off because they had to take the servers down.
Okay.
No, I think it's going to settle around 5,000 in the next month.
I have a new feature, guys.
Let's take bets.
MMOs.com podcast weekly bets. All right, I'm gonna write these down. Writing these down. Ready?
Write them down.
Okay.
I say concurrent users for Tree of Savior. How long did you say, Matt?
Well, no, 1 week. No, we're talking 1 week. 1 week from today. The next podcast.
Today.
What will the 24-hour peak be on this website? Steam charts. Right now it's
25,000. 25,000 in a week.
Okay, so Matt says 25. Omar?
I say 40,000.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, Sean?
I'd say 20,000.
20. Ooh, Shu?
These kids have no faith. Let's see who wins. They have no
You're
faith.
You're overly ambitious.
Shu, what are you at?
I'm not. I am on the money.
For Tree of Savior?
Yep, 1 week from today. Steam charts, 24-hour peak number.
Take the numbers from chat too.
18,000? Okay. Oh wow, we're getting more and more pessimistic here. All right, I
don't feel the game like if it's the type of game where you play it, like the more you play it, the more like it's you play it and you're really charmed by it in the beginning and you're like really excited to play it, and then like as you get into like the high level 140, like to like this, there's like this gap where like it's really hard to level, and it just becomes too like it's too stressful, like to your mind. Like the moments of being excited of leveling is like not happening frequent enough, so you're just kind of like you grow cold towards it.
All right.
Wait,
Well,
but keep in mind
I'll put
what you
myself
just
in at
said.
17,000. All right, go on.
Keep in mind, because most people are not going to be super grinding to get to level 150 within the week. We said 1 week, so I think I was being very conservative when I said 40,000. I honestly think it's over 50,000. I think it'll be higher than the peak when we're free to play because people are going to tell their friends they're going to start getting on. But
Okay, so
again,
Omar, you seem to
that's
be the only
my
one
guess.
optimistic, but we'll see.
What do
in
you
a
mean
week.
I haven't played the game? I played the shit out of Tears
I know, but
Savior.
people
Played it a
won't
lot.
get to the part where it gets stressful within the first week. Sure.
Yeah, you're right. They'll all quit at level 10.
Oh,
No, they're not. You guys are. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out next week who's on the money, and we'll keep track of
All right.
who's been
Okay,
consistently accurate.
it's not okay. After having played it, it's not going to have the 100,000 concurrent users that Black Desert is boasting. I can tell you that much. Though
Alright.
Black Desert may be in for losing all those after all the hacks.
Does Black Desert really have 100,000 concurrent? I find that very difficult
As of
to
the
believe.
end of April, a press release went out saying they
Well-
had 100,000 concurrent average.
I find that very difficult to believe. Unless we see, like, if I saw it on a Steam platform, that'd be nice. But again, it's possible. I'm not going to say they're lying, but it's very rough. Like,
Somehow, I think at the end of April, MMORPG gave away 5,000 7-day trial keys. So
Oh, that was after that.
yeah,
Alright,
they
fair
had a
enough.
big push on 7-day trial cases. MMOs.com gave away. We gave over 1,000 ourselves too. Plus, every site gave them away. So they pushed a lot of free-to-play users on there that wanted to try for the first time. And we'll see how many convert to buy-to-play.
I think
And
it was
also-
because a lot of people were complaining that they couldn't try it.
That's
seem
fair.
what I've heard from people that were familiar with the Korean version is that they listened a lot, and like by a lot I mean way too much. Like basically, if anybody bitched about anything too much, they would change it. That's what That's what I heard.
Well, this is a perfect transition time because
Yeah, I'm going to steal this transition, Gumby. I'm stealing it.
You can't though.
stealing
This is too related.
Okay, mine was related too, but all right, take it.
Look, do you see it right? Am I good to go?
You get to go.
Last week we talked about MMOG fails hacking the Russian version of the game in Black Desert Online because a lot of data is stored client side. Well, we got a return post this week about how well our famous hacker fared on the NA and EU servers, and guess what? It worked brilliantly. He was able to hack the shit out of the game. We have
Not
the post
as
here.
much as the Russian version.
Not as much. In Russia, the hacks just work a little better, but the fact of the matter is there's still tons of hacking to be done on the NAEU version, including having infinite HP and MP, and getting rid of cooldowns,
Wow.
with a whole bunch of other things that just kind of break the game for anyone who wants to hack. So knowing that, for me, I don't want to take any part in PvP, although I do recommend the game as a PvE exploratory experience, but it is unfortunate that this is what it's come down to. This is one of the worst hacks I've seen, and it's funny that it happens at the same time as the Division. But I don't know what's going on with these games. It seems like doesn't really make any sense.
If I were to guess, they're trying to do way too much with, like an online, massively multiplayer setting, and the result is that they're having to offload more of it onto the client, and that is leaving them with a lot of vulnerabilities.
But
If I had to guess.
that's a decision they made early in the development to offload a lot of it to client side. Like, this is a technical issue which they, from the get-go, it should have been built up with
Hey,
more things
just my
server-side.
guess. Just my
Okay.
guess. Like, if I had to guess, that's what I'd say.
I'd say it's just shoddy thinking. It had nothing to do with like limitations on the software or hardware or anything.
Well,
That's
with
my-
BDO, I could believe that after hearing that they give you a random amount of HP and MP on level up. Like, what
Oh,
the
yeah,
fuck?
that's-
Who came up with that bullshit?
That's awesome. So everyone is unique, as in gimped.
Okay, I
Except
want
for
to
that
mention
one guy
thing.
that got high rolls on every single one of them.
It's like we're the same class, we have the same gear, but you have like 30% more health than me. What the hell?
Yeah, I want to talk about that because keep in mind you can use that hack right to maximize your stat gains. So
Oh, yeah.
because Black Desert Online, when you level up, you gain random stats, which is very odd for a game that wants to have competitive PvP, because some players will gain more stats per level up than other players out of pure chance. And if you have a hack, and you can maximize your stats every level, once you reach max level, you can just turn that hack off. It can be very silent. You can only alter your stats every time you level up. And then even if they patch the hack later, there you are with the character with the perfect stats, and you have a huge edge over other players right away.
That's like
That
I
can
heard.
long-term damage.
Like what I read is that the issue with exposing these hacks is not the people that are going to hack a lot. It's going to be the people that are going to hack a little bit and
Yes.
stay under the radar. And what I think when I hear that thing with the level up thing is exactly what you said. The people that are going to turn it on every time they level up and turn it right back off again.
So your
that they don't
chance of
get
getting caught is
detected.
minimized.
That's weird.
Though to be fair to all these hackers, I have heard that these hacks from Russia have keyloggers and that every one of their accounts is getting stolen right now.
Listen, Matt.
But-
if you download hacks, a part of the experience is getting hacked yourself. It's
But-
part of the fun. Come on.
In Soviet Russia, hacks hack you, okay? But anyways.
You know, in my experience, I downloaded a Warcraft 3 key generator, key generator, right? Because I pirated Warcraft 3, and as soon as you use it, it works, right? You can play the game, but then it just hacks your WoW account. So I lost my WoW account that day.
But I've also heard that Dom has been giving hackers back their accounts after admitting that they lost their account to a hack.
What? You know what they should do? They should do what the Chinese companies do. They Chinese companies, when they ban you, you can buy your account back, even if you broke
like
the
that.
rules.
There's actually in Conquer Online, I believe specifically Conquer Online, I did a first look video and I mentioned that because if you get banned for cheating, you can literally pay $60 to get your account back.
No questions
And
asked,
if
baby.
no questions asked. They let you go, right?
Every
Body, cheating,
time
whatever.
Every time you get caught, they should double it.
No. If you call it the second time, it's $100, right? The third time, you're permanently banned, apparently, which I doubt it's actually permanent ban. If you get caught the third time...
The third one is please contact for price.
For newest quote, okay?
Pay more than that Star Citizenship.
Which is the most absurd system. Come on, a game... Like, when you're running a game, you're supposed to keep balance, keep most of the players happy. If you let players go for hacking, like... That's the worst mentality you could have when you run a game.
Well, it's like real life.
It's such
it's
a
like real life.
greedy-
If
Slap
you're
on the
ri-
wrist.
if you're rich, you go to like a country club for a year. You know, oh, you killed someone.
Go to this resort. It's nice.
It actually is accurate because you get better lawyers. You get,
Exactly.
Honestly, real life is pay to win. So games that are pay to win is very realistic.
You want realism, right, guys?
There we go.
But people want to escape realism in games. So in their defense, they don't
That's
want
like
that.
if you get caught cheating on your taxes, you just pay for a really good lawyer and you pay to win
Yeah.
your way out of court.
Yeah, that is how it works. Actually,
Oh, what was
somebody in
your
the chat.
transition?
Oh, so I was like, somebody that it was Trade of Savior related because Trade of Savior, I believe, is still in open beta technically, right? And
No,
somebody in the chat.
I thought it came out now. Today.
Maybe.
May 10th. Today launched.
Well, the free to play launch was today. But anyway, somebody said, Mellow Grunty in the chat said, anyone else think open beta should be called something else? Because no one plays open beta to report bugs anymore, which I think is a good point. When we think open beta, the first thing that comes to my mind, okay, the game's out. Like this is release.
Maybe stress test. They should call it.
I don't know. I think they should.
Because when you're playing open beta, all you're basically doing is logging in. So they're seeing if the server can handle everyone. So it's maybe stress test would be good.
Because when you think
The
stress
open
test,
beta is an
it's
excuse.
limited.
It's an excuse to
It's
have
yes,
issues.
she was on the money. She was on the money. Q is like early access. I think is actually a better term, even though I hate that term too. But at least early access is being honest. Open beta sounds like beta is such an incorrect word because there's no one really reporting bugs anymore at that point. In fact, even closed beta has reached a point where it's of absurdity. I remember we used to give away keys years ago for a game called what's that beat 'em up samurai game on PS2 we used to play? It was like
Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors Online. When Dynasty Warriors Online came out, right? Years ago, we gave away beta keys for Dynasty Warriors Online, and there were closed beta keys, right? But guess what? They didn't do shit. Okay, whether you put the key in or not, or you don't put the key in, you can just play the game. Like the keys literally did absolutely nothing. I tested it. I made a brand new area account to play it back then, and it just worked. So like closed beta has become a joke at this point too. Sometimes they don't even wipe in closed beta. So it's not even like at least closed beta they wipe technically. But nowadays, open beta is basically released. So I feel like it's really lost that meaning.
Well, I want to counter that because Overwatch we've been talking about kind of did
Early
it.
access open beta.
It had an
They
open
were-
beta.
yeah.
It lasted 1 weekend and a plus 1 day, and then it's closed, and now we can't play, and we can't play for a week or two now. And when we do play, our accounts are gone.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I feel sad losing my account because I put like 16 hours into Soldier 76. All right, my boy.
So somebody had a
My
good
Call
name
of Duty hero.
for open beta, pre-release test. How about that?
It doesn't have
It's
the
too long.
same flavor.
It's too long.
All right, fine.
See, open beta has a nice ring to it. Open beta. It's got a nice ring. It's not going anywhere.
So
I think what it comes down to now is making sure it doesn't get any worse. When you see someone call something early access open beta, protest them. Don't let them get away with that.
I've seen companies do early access pre-alpha.
didn't Atlas Reactor do that? I think it was an alpha test we were all in.
It was pre-alpha.
Pre-alpha. And it was
People like this
open
pre-alpha
pre-alpha. What does that mean?
When's Delta coming out, guys? Gamma.
Yeah, it's only about the alpha and beta, all right? And, open gamma test. All
You think
right?
you're gonna have beta tests for the alpha, and you get alpha, and then you have an alpha test for the beta, and then you.
I want an omega
Keep
test.
going.
It's just a command prompt. Like there's no graphics yet. You know,
Don't program the game if you want to.
it's just Notepad. You know, you just see the code.
It's wireframe, all right? The graphics aren't done yet. The test word has really lost its meaning, I think. I mean, there's no real solution for it. I think it's just industry term. It's kind of stuck in especially in this free-to-play MMO genre. Congrats to Blizzard for actually making it a real beta by wiping, and so it is a real beta in that regard.
I mean, Blizzard's always been kind of good with that. Back in the day when we were in the World of Warcraft open beta, it was free. You didn't have to buy the game, but it lasted like 2-3 days or something, and then they wiped. It wasn't like it wasn't this nonsense. Yeah, it wasn't this nonsense like marketing, you know, that they do today.
It might have been 2 weeks. I don't remember now. It's a week or two.
Whatever it was. So Blizzard is professional in their like launch schedule, I guess. They do take their time, but you know, they're not too gimmicky with the launches.
So, what did you guys think about the game going from buy to play to free to play? Atlas Reactor.
You mean free to play to buy to play?
Free to play
to buy to play. Yeah,
I thought it made
correct.
sense.
Wait, Atlas Reactor is going by the play?
Yep.
Yeah.
Atlas Reactor is going buy to play.
Oh.
Gee, shoot.
Atlas Reactor is
We
very
said that
niche.
like 30 minutes ago.
I was in the heated
Okay.
debate, okay?
To Trion's credit, however, they did make it so that even though the price has been raised from the minimum buy-in from free-to-play, everyone who bought in at that minimum still gets access.
Oh, that's sweet. How sweet.
It was if you
okay.
paid $10 at the time.
Like we said before, Atlas Reactor. I don't know. I know everyone here has played it except for me. I just watched, but it's a very niche title. It doesn't have that widespread appeal. I don't think that it could survive in a free-to-play market. I think they were smart going buy to play because
Okay.
the people that want to play it are going to purchase it, and I
Here's
don't
the
think that.
problem. There's a big
What's the
problem with
problem?
that. People don't know if they want to buy it or not. Because listen,
What do you mean?
I know, for example, I have
That's
two
actually
friends.
true, too.
There's two friends I wanted to play with, right?
Yeah.
Chicken and Tubby. People here know them. I don't think any of the viewers know them. But two friends, they played the game, right? When I invited them, like, hey, let's play Atlas Reactor. They're like, what the hell is Atlas Reactor? They see the video, it looks stupid to them, right? And then, but they play it, and they kind of enjoyed it, right? Because we played together. I don't think they would have ever bought this game if they couldn't try it for free. They still might buy it now that they've played it, but had they not played the early access weekends that were free, this is
Okay,
like, when
but-
you look at this game, it doesn't seem like it might not be up your alley. It looks,
Omer,
honestly, it doesn't
Omer.
look up my alley either.
When you make a conscious decision to make a niche game free to play, what you're doing is you're saying that you only really want sales from people that know they want it.
But I didn't like. I'm probably gonna buy this game, right? If at least maybe one person I know buys it. If Shu buys it, or if one person I know buys it, I'm gonna buy it too because it'll be like. I think they're discounting when it first comes out to $20 instead of 30.
I was about to ask,
But-
how much is what is the price? $20?
I think it's $20.
I think 30 is a bit much.
20
It's
is
20 on launch.
20 is not bad. 20 we can play with.
But
Anyway,
anyways,
I wouldn't have bought this game on the video alone.
when Omer said, or whoever said that, I don't remember now, whoever said that they didn't think it would do well on free to play, I think of Hero Academy, right? Hero Academy started out really strong as both a mobile and PC game, and now look at the stats: 10 players on Steam concurrent.
It's a common
Yikes.
occurrence.
It
lot
is
of games
a
end up doing
similar.
that, yeah.
It's a similar game, except it has a card system.
I hate card systems, as you guys know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, also, when you because of the buy to play model, let's say I buy the game, right? Because of the buy to play model, let's face it, the player base is gonna be smaller. So my experience as a player is gonna be, let's be
Okay.
honest, it's gonna be worse.
No. That's all fine and great, right? But the free-to-play player base is only big in the initial launch, and then it quickly dies, and that's a given. And I don't think you can fight against that. And in a game like Atlas Reactor, when there's so many other, okay, let me put it this way: the way I think of it is this: Atlas Reactor is a game that's going to retain its player base with people that really want to play that game, because there's so many other titles vying for your attention, right? Someone like our friends who had played with you, I think they only played because you asked them to play. But it's not a game I think they would consciously go back to, because as you know, they're both more FPS or MOBA players. Why are they going to choose? I don't see that type of player, the casual, everyday player, choosing to purchase or choosing to play Atlas Reactor as a free-to-play title over this other library of free-to-play games. Right?
I never would have considered buying Atlas Reactor in a million years had I not played it for free. But because I played it for free, there's a good chance I'm going to buy it.
Do you think you're representative, though?
Yes.
I don't think you're representative.
When people look at the video for it's a very hard game. This is not it's a very niche game, as we explained earlier. It's not a game that has mass appeal, and it's not a game you can fully understand until you've played it. And I think it does a lot of things really well. You don't appreciate those things until you've played it.
I think a lot of successful buy-to-play games have the exact same qualities that you just mentioned.
But this is going to be a niche buy-to-play game too, so the player base is going to be smaller. A lot of niche
buy-to-play titles have the exact same qualities.
But Omar, you're also forgetting one thing. They can just milk everyone like you, who liked it a lot during closed beta, get their $20,
and then go free to play.
And then go free to play. Bada bing, bada boom.
Which might happen. Okay, I want to say one more thing to Sean's point too. After Matt,
go ahead.
But I mentioned, so it's all about how much success you want. If you just want it to break even or whatever, then this could work for them. I mean, like I said, you have war games that literally don't sell that well, but they cost like $100. And you know what? You're not going to ever play it because you can't try it for free, and it costs $100. But the people that really are into that buy it. And a lot of people in chat are comparing Atlas Reactor to XCOM multiplayer, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have a lot of people saying it's like XCOM multiplayer, then the people that like the new XCOM are going to play Atlas Reactor. They're going to buy it because, hey, this is like a MOBA XCOM,
When they have to try it first. It's not a game that people.
They don't have to try it first. You don't know that though.
Okay, let's make a bet.
That's the thing.
Bet number 2. MMOs.com bet number 2. I don't think Atlas
Reactor. Whoa, two bets a day. All right,
I don't think they'll do well.
All right, bet number 2, boys. Let's bet number 2.
MMOs.com podcast bet number 2. Listen. I think Atlas Reactor is not going to do well because
No. We need a measurable.
Yeah, we need player base. But it's not on Steam though. It's the problem.
We're not going to be able to do that one.
It is going to be on Steam.
It is on launch.
Okay, yeah. Fine. We'll look at the Steam numbers. All right.
Okay. What is doing well for you though?
I don't know about at launch, but I think that it is going to have about an active player base of 300 to 500, like just about every other Tryon title.
I don't think so. No way. Other Tryon titles are free to play. Okay, I say less than 300 to 500 active players. Again,
how many?
Less than 300 to 500. There's that 200 player disparity. But
no, it's way more than that. Way more than that on launch. Way more than that, I think.
On launch. He said after launch. Anyway, let's not.
But let's save this bet for next week then, or a couple weeks later down the line. Okay.
Okay. But,
go ahead.
Okay, what Sean was saying earlier is that free-to-play games inevitably do have that big boost when they launch because obviously everyone wants to try them, and it inevitably declines. Okay, that's true, right? But you can't. Yes, if you compare it to a buy-to-play games probably have a similar slope, but the jump at the beginning isn't as high. I think a free-to-play game will always have a higher player base than a buy-to-play game. For the most part.
Follow-up question, right? In a game like Dota 2 or League of Legends, the free-to-play model works really well because players inevitably buy skins, right?
And heroes in League, but yes.
Right, and it has that extremely wide audience to attract that they can get the people willing to buy skins. What I see with Atlas Reactor is a niche audience that in a free-to-play model, the people who last, I doubt that they're a wide enough audience to generate enough revenue buying skins to keep the game afloat, whereas they can just get that upfront money and then go free-to-play later. Right?
You're right if they go free to play, but the problem is, I'm not saying free to play would be the best for. I'm saying it's in a unique conundrum because it's a game that I don't think appeals to enough people. I would have bought it unless I tried it. I think a lot of people are going to be in the same boat. I'm not saying free to play would solve all its issues. It's an issue. It's an issue with the way the game is. If it had a free trial or something, some kind of everyone gets a 5-day, 6-day free trial, problem solved. But I'm not sure if.
I do think we can agree on this one thing, though. It is interesting to see a game announced free-to-play go buy-to-play. We haven't seen that before, or at least not often. I mean, Black Desert kind of, but it didn't launch. No one played
especially
it.
From Tryon.
Really interesting to see this, especially from Tryon, which is a company known for free-to-play. And I think this goes back to the weekly rate, which is, there is some trend with, companies are reevaluating, should I go free to play or should I make it buy to play, which is really what the whole conversation has been about. I don't know what this next year's going to bring. I think we're going to see a lot more titles that we would think would go free to play, go buy to play.
Also, back to that discussion about between the two. I think free to play requires far more investment and to a project than buy to play. So if you're going to launch a game as free to play, you're basically telling yourself and the audience, it's going to take me 5 years. It's going to take me 5+ years. I'm going to be updating this, trying to get money from you guys for 5 years plus. But if I make a game and I just sell it for $20, all I'm saying is, listen, this is my game. You pay me for it, and then
That's it. See ya.
then I don't want to see you again.
why-
I don't want to hear from you again.
But that's why I like the free-to-play model as a player. Okay, it requires the devs to
Sure.
it makes the game
I also
a
like it because
service.
it's free. 'Cause I'm not paying anything. That's not an
I
argument.
I don't like the free-to-play model for the exact reason that you like it. I don't like games as a service. I like to own the games I
Then go
have.
play console games. Or I don't know.
Okay, I don't like knowing
is that-
that at any moment, my first-person shooter that used to have dedicated servers 10 years ago is now going to be shut off one day, and I will never be able to play it online again.
Tough sauce.
Then you can go play in a private server or something, right? But listen, I want my game to be constantly updated, and if they don't, because they have to keep it going. Imagine like
I want a foot massage too while they're doing it.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
I don't care what
Okay,
you want.
but why do they
I'm
have
talking
to
about it
keep
from
it
business
it's a
going?
model.
business decision, obviously.
But why do they have to keep it going?
It keeps it fresh. It
Keeps
But
it
why?
fresh so that
Why
more
not
people are
move to
trying
other
it.
games?
So they
There's
can make
so-
more money themselves, and I get more content for free as a
But
user.
if they make it a buy-to-play game, they don't have to keep it going. People naturally move to other games. They still make money. The industry is all happy.
But
Yeah,
why
yeah,
when
you
you
know,
like
right.
the game that you're playing? Like why?
Yeah, if
why
you
do
like your game a
have to
lot,
switch
like-
to a new game.
Then
Yeah,
why switch
everybody
to it if
switches
it's not
inevitably.
updated? Okay, like
Wait,
If you look
what?
at
So you're
if you look at League, it has like 100 and something heroes.
yes, over
And
100.
like one map that people
lot.
play all the time. If
Yeah.
they never updated it again, it would have enough content that people would still play it for
No.
years.
No, here's the problem. The meta would be so established. The meta has to keep changing with a game like League and Dota. If meta gets too
But why?
established, every game becomes static.
There's always
People will
balance
stop
issues.
playing. There's balance issues when the meta gets a certain way. And if a
always
game isn't
balance.
constantly tweaked, you don't need new heroes maybe, but you need to add. You need to keep
But if
tweaking
it's
the
always
updates to make sure
imbalanced,
balance.
why is this meta so much more important than the one that already exists? Why is this theoretical next
it
meta?
keeps it fresh, so people have
Yes.
to
Adapt.
create
Relearn
new
the game.
strategies, create
Yes.
like
It
Then
would get
maybe-
you.
have you ever-
reformulating the
have
way
you
you
ever,
approach the game
That's not
rather
fair.
than it being the same static game.
No, that's not fair. Because imagine like in
That's-
real life, like imagine soccer. The soccer federation's like, well, David Beckham's too good. We're gonna patch
Not
the
a fair analogy.
We're gonna patch the forward
Not a fair
position.
analogy.
What? Why? You don't keep.
Not a fair analogy.
You don't
Because-
keep.
because
You don't keep
soccer
changing
meta
the rules.
inevitably changes too. But it's just a natural progression rather than forced by developers.
Well, that's
And
my
arguing
point.
by analogy is invalid.
No, but
then in soccer does change.
I don't want your
Okay,
philosophy. I don't want your
okay.
philosophy.
Okay, in
You can
in
have a
soccer-
dynamic.
soccer, the
You
You
meta
can have a
is
dynamic.
different.
La 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 la.
Guys, better example. Okay, Quake 3 has not changed in over 15 years. There is a 951 24-hour peak for Quake Live, and it has gone by to play.
What?
Okay.
I was laughing still.
No, it works. I'm not saying it's impossible to work. A lot of older games do maintain player bases, but as a player in a game, like a game like League or Dota especially, I typically want constant content updates, and not just League and Dota. This actually transitions very well because we have the topic a lot.
Hilarious for me is that there aren't really content updates. All they do is change the balance here and there and add a new hero here and there.
Wait, this
and screw up
applies
the
to
balance
this
all over
applies to,
again.
like MapleStory as well, because it's a good transition. Somebody asked about it.
Hell's yeah, do it.
Let's do it. Let's get out of
Listen,
here.
Get the hell
let's
out
get out
of
of this.
here.
We've been here for too long. All right, MapleStory, 5th job's confirmed for 2016. So 5th job advancements for MapleStory, and this is I think it's for the Korean version only. But guess what? I'm gonna go download MapleStory again, and I'm gonna get my 5th job. You know why? Because of new content.
You saw the
MapleStory is a game that Altai and I will go back to when they add new classes just to try it out. We'll play for a while and we'll quit. Right? We'll get like our week's worth of fun out of it, and then we're done. But it's cool that the only reason I'll come back to MapleStory is for this new update. Otherwise, I'm never going to log back to MapleStory again.
I think you work a lot differently than just about everyone else right now. Like, based on what you're describing, what everyone else ever has described to me, you work so much differently.
Listen, my cousins, okay, they're both girls. They're younger than I am, and they don't really play PC MMOs, PC games that much, right? But we'd play MapleStory together every time a new class came out, and they enjoyed it. And these aren't gamers, right? But they like MapleStory every time a new class came out, so we could play it together. Like, they released 3 new classes, and we each play a different class, and it was fun. Like, new updates keep people coming back. You can't have imagine, especially in MMORPG. Imagine when WoW comes out and they never update it ever, and it's stuck at a certain point.
Well, actually, as we found out,
Okay.
thousands of people are happy with that. Tens of thousands.
Guys, they still did balance changes within, vanilla WoW.
That's not fair though, because an MMORPG is not comparable to a MOBA in terms of whether it needs updated or not.
But imagine a game like Smash Brothers for GameCube, like Melee. Like, yes, it works because it's a console game, but there's so many balance issues with Smash, it's insane. Like, there's
And yet people are still playing Smash
people are still playing
competitively.
They like the imbalance.
Competitively.
But there's so much imbalance too. Like, there's obvious bugs, and there's unplayable garbage heroes, which are like lowest of the lowest tier. And like, if you look, for online games, as a player, I want content updates. I think most players would agree with me that they want new content, whether it's an expansion, whether it's new heroes, whether it's new updates, balance issues.
Things.
I'm not saying you can't have a game that just survives by one and done. They release the game, then 0 updates forever.
Yeah, we call them single player games, guys.
Yeah, exactly. No, but Quake Live, as Matt said, is a good example. It does work in Quake Live.
So what's Sunday Funday, guys? Quake Live?
Not a bad idea.
I thought we tried that.
You have to buy it.
Oh,
you have to buy it.
It used to be free at one point.
Yeah, they made it buy to play, and they gave everyone who ever subscribed to it at all free access. But if you didn't subscribe,
as in pay or have an account?
Yeah, as in pay.
Oh, the JK. I don't have it then.
Gumby actually linked a really good documentary called this Super Smash documentary called The Smash Brothers. It's an excellent documentary. If you haven't seen it and you have any interest in Smash Brothers or just gaming documentaries in general, it's one of the best gaming documentaries out there. So shout out to The Smash Brothers. Well worth watching. I've seen it with my brother, and I recommend everyone else watch it too because it's awesome.
Speaking of Smash Brothers, what happened to our Brawlhalla tournament, guys?
Whoa! It's coming together.
Once it's coming together.
If you guys want, I can take care of it. Like I can.
All right, you're anointed. Taking care of her.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear.
Let me know the details later.
You got all of them. You got all the details.
I leave the creative. I leave the creative. Everything to you. Go.
Oh my god.
You have the Emperor's stamp. Okay, you can use it as you see fit.
You have the emblems.
All right, guys, $1 million prize.
Whoa! Courtesy of Airhome.
Altai, time to pay up.
Okay, no, not $1 million prize. $1 million in
1 million pesos. Or
Mesos.
Meso. I can do Mesos. I can do Mesos.
Okay, you'll get paid in Mesos. Meet me in free channel
69.
Free
69.
channel 15. There's no 69. It doesn't go that high.
Wow.
You have to submit your social security number to Clay.
To Omer at MMOs.com. Actually, in terms of contests and giveaways, we did do the first drawing for the MMOs.com giveaway for the Razor Death Adder. We contacted the winner. No response from him yet. And if you don't get a response in the next week, we will do another drawing for the Razor Death Adder.
I have an
so
idea.
if you didn't win, you might have another chance.
If he doesn't talk by next Tuesday, we'll do the next drawing live on the podcast.
That's not a bad idea.
We can do that.
All right, so we should transition to another interesting article, and it is vaguely related to what we were talking about earlier.
Really?
It's related to Riot and Blizzard. So there's an article saying
take it away, please.
Blizzard, Valve, Riot developers are working on an MMO that you can beat. Let me go and link that.
Oh, that one? Ugh.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about this? Empyrean Interactive.
I thought it was a waste of a press release. That's what I thought.
I mean, they have employees from some top-notch studios, but
what does that mean? What does that
nothing.
mean?
Guys, look at this. Look at this art, man. Look at this concept art.
Let me see. You got a link?
It's on the stream.
So you know what this made me think of when I read the title? It says ex-Blizzard, Valve, Riot developers working on MMO you can beat. And you know what this reminds me of? I remember a couple years ago when WildStar was first announced, and we were supposed to have this superstar team of guys from Blizzard that were going to make the MMO we always wanted. And then what did we get? An MMO that's dying. That's going to be re-released on Steam now. So when I hear that there's a bunch of hotshots coming in to make a game, I don't get my hopes up. There's nothing here. This is just
There's nothing here. You're right.
This is just a
These
little
are
bit of a
press
hype
release.
up. I have no idea what any of this means. This is just a bunch. What's the word? This is just buzzwords. This is a BuzzFeed article.
Okay,
So
okay. The names don't mean anything. You're right?
Yeah.
But the idea is not bad. And it kind of reminds me of what Matt said one time about how games can end, like MMOs can end, and they want to create a game, an online game, that kind of has an end. Like you beat it. It's an MMO you can beat. So it's a cool idea. We'll see what they do.
You know what type of MMO I want to see, guys? I want to see an MMO that doesn't really have too much of the grind. It's like content. Like you grind through the content. Like rather than it being like you go do like quest hub and you spam all the quest hubs and you like grind for EXP. It's like you progress through the game by doing dungeons. Right? Would that be a neat game?
Progress by
like-
doing dungeons.
Well, if you read the press
progress
release,
through like cooperative content. You know, like you.
that's
but
what
that's,
this is.
that's every dungeon.
No, but
in every game.
this game
No,
is
but-
kind of
but
like
then-
that.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I'm kind of thinking of when I read this. It's like I wonder if that's what they're going for. That'd be kind of neat.
Oh, they have a website. I'm on their website, guys.
So
Oh,
we
is
had
it?
this discussion, I think, a couple
Let's
weeks
see.
ago on this podcast, and it went in a really interesting place. And I don't think I had much to contribute, but just to bring it back, I think we had talked about an MMO where every person, every role in the game would play a part in some larger quest, where the server would work together to beat some boss that threatened the world. Then you would move on to the
that'd
next
be
one. So
cool.
crafters would create siege weaponry that raiders would use.
Encourage. Vanilla WoW.
Yeah, kind of like AQ. With the whole server has to come together in order to beat a challenge. And I think that's how you would have to do it, because the way it kind of reads now, it kind of reads from this press release that the world is going to end at some point. But I think what it really means is that they want to bring an entire community together to save the game's world before the next threat comes and challenges it. I thought that was a really interesting way to go about it. That way then every role in the game plays a part, rather than crafting just being something secondary you do, or whatever.
I mean, back to my self-promotion here. My ideal MMO, cross-platform. All the crafting is done on the phone by playing match 3 minigames. Like you craft swords one by one, or you mine, and then you give those resources to like someone playing the game on the PC. Think about it.
Yeah, it works.
We should
That's
also
community
mention
building.
that game that's but it's really nothing right now. It's absolutely nothing as is. And if you look at the bottom of the page, it even says like we're looking for Series A investors. So like they don't even have funding yet. All right, they're just a concept right now, which is they're really nothing.
Guys, I have
And
an
this is
idea.
another
The best game ever.
Excellent transition.
Give me
Go
one.
ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
All right, I mean, there's a big topic for another game that's coming up that's very ambitious, which is well worth talking about, called Chronicles of Elyria.
Oh
And
god.
I want to discuss that quite a bit. It's a big one. And
Alright.
you guys know how skeptical I am about Kickstarter campaigns. These guys raised $740,000 right now as of this podcast, and this game is unbelievably ambitious, and they have a lot of great ideas. Right? If you look at the video, if you have any interest in MMORPGs, the video is worth watching. But I remain skeptical. I would not give them any money because I remain skeptical that they can execute on these ideas.
Well, good thing they don't need your money.
I hope
They already got 700 grand.
They do.
I have no idea how they're so close to their goal already, because I see basically nothing except for a really bad attempt at trying to get money through the use of Princess Bride reference. It's like that's it. That is the most impressive thing I saw, is that they even sort of went out of their way to make a Princess Bride.
Whoa,
reference.
easy, Matt. The fan base is going to come and slit your throat in the night. 'Cause
The
that's
mo-
how they roll, man.
the-
They're serious, all
The
right?
most impressive thing I saw so
Let
far.
them come.
The most impressive part of this video so far is this guy's man boobs. Look at this. He's really
I know,
confident.
I mean, I know we're joking around. Go ahead, Shu.
Oh, I was gonna say, I hope they focus on like what their core, their unique aspects of the game are, and they focus on that and kind of try not to go overboard with like all the other things that they need. Otherwise, it's just
so
gonna.
many ambitious ideas
It's
on this.
very
show.
ambitious.
So
Yeah, that's what I
many.
mean. Is like people
Okay.
get too ambitious. I mean, we saw that's what happened with like Titan and stuff, right? It's just it becomes not fun because
It's actually funny because they said in their update that they don't want to add more features and stretch goals because they already cut some, and they're going to use any money extra to try and put them back.
What?
I mean,
Look.
at least it's honest.
oh,
Yeah.
I guess.
But look, looking
Oh,
at this
dear.
game and the features, if you watch that video and you listen to everything they have to say, right, it is unbelievably impressive. And if they somehow manage to pull off every feature they talk about and they pull it off well, it has the potential to be one of the best MMORPGs
Yeah.
ever. However, I don't think they have any chance of making it happen. I think this could be this could be a boondoggle.
Star Citizen.
The guys, I'm looking at the developers, right? If you scroll down and you see like some of the developers behind the game, like some of this is disingenuous. Like they throw some like this sound engineer is Mason Fisher. He's a guy that does like there's a lot of people on this list that do like freelance work.
Guys.
So they don't really work for Spellbound Studios. They do freelance work, and because of that they can throw their logos on there as if they worked for like these well-known studios, and it kind of makes it seem like bigger than they are, which is, I mean, it makes sense. They're trying to raise money,
Part
right?
of marketing.
Guys, this studio is a whole year old. Come on. They've been around,
I want to give them respect for what they're trying to do. They have a very ambitious goal, but I don't think they can do it. If they can do it, prove me wrong, please, because this game sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I'd say don't give them any money.
It's original. It has some really cool looking stuff, at least on paper. I'll even give the combat the benefit of the doubt in the videos we saw. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. They don't have my money, so I'll be watching from the sidelines and kind of cheering them on without any type of investment. But like Omar was saying, it is extremely ambitious. I don't think we're going to hear from them for a while, maybe like periodic updates, but this is going to take time. Developing an MMO is no joke. Like it's a ton of work, and taking an idea from the idea phase to execution, it's a huge.
That's the work.
That's Everest, right? It's so much harder than you can imagine. So we'll see.
So I think they said that they're gonna start adding. Oh shit! I think they're gonna start the beta or alpha or something at the end of 2017. So start adding players to the actual game.
That's a big prediction. That's very far away.
But if look at these backer, look at the pledges too. Scroll down while he's talking, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
Also, the other thing is, okay, so a lot of their ideas, they sound nice on paper, but when you actually look at what they're trying to do, I don't like the way it looks. Like, I'm going to say it again. I think I said it last time. I don't want a crafting system that literally looks like a minigame from Mario Party. I know there's a minigame in Mario Party that is identical to the crafting system that they have on display. And I don't like that at all.
Keep in mind, this is all
You don't want it
conceptual.
to have a mini game, or
I don't want it to have one that looks like it comes straight out of Mario Party.
so what would you want it to be like?
I don't know. I just looking at it, having to draw a line around my objects that I'm trying to create. No.
It'd be interesting if so have you played Mabinogi, Matt?
Only briefly.
In Mabinogi, when you craft, they have like these mini games for crafting, but how well you do in the game actually affects the stats of the weapon. So it's actually like, and also there's also
what
a random
kind of mini game is it?
element.
Because like, I think it was.
It's like for blacksmithing, it's like you have to hammer at certain like pixels with like a meter where you have to hit it like right at the specific point. It's like a timing game that also has an accuracy game on the map where you have to be very steady with your mouse.
Yeah, but that's something, and that kind of makes sense. And like, I think
the mini game is not an issue. I don't think it's an issue.
Guys, can I just comment here? This Kickstarter page has literally been going on forever. I'm scrolling down. Holy moly. This thing's like longer than...
Are you looking at
these nice graphics?
This is like Atlas Shrugged. This goes on forever. What is this?
And it's a love story hidden in some...
Guys, listen.
Look
Two
at this.
people gave this game $10,000. Like, what kind of people out there just got $10,000 laying around to throw in an ambitious Kickstarter campaign?
I don't know. Ask
here,
the people that backed Star Citizen.
I want to be the king of this game that may never come out. Here's $10,000. Like, come on. Like,
Guys,
it's nuts.
But the best part is the title you get if you give 10,000. You are a king/queen, parentheses, physical.
What does the physical mean?
What does that mean?
Wait, what?
Look.
It's not magical.
You are physically a king or a queen. They will give you a crown.
So like you get something physical maybe like
Let's get
physical.
physical.
Yeah, huh.
Yeah, so you get a custom canvas signed by the concept art.
What?
Concept art. It
Artist.
says get a custom canvas signed concept art of your event, boss, or castle made just for you by art director Eddie Smith.
Like, how can that be fair that you can get like all these plots of land and these titles of king and before the game comes out?
$10,000. I
But
want
okay,
that
but
shit.
Okay, but that just sounds pay to win, isn't it? Then.
Honestly, I don't care about the 10,000. What bothers me more is the sheer number of tiers. Like, I get it, have like a small tier, a medium tier, and a high tier, right? But these guys got like tiers on tiers on tiers. What is it? like it's like $10, $5, $6, $8.60.
If you give us $4, we'll give you this. If you give us $5, we'll give you that.
Seriously, what is this?
See, okay, here's the thing that we don't know if it's pay to win because it doesn't do anything, or does it just say you are the king of whatever kingdom? Have fun.
Well,
Yeah,
we're all
it's very
speculating
vague.
now.
I feel like we're being too harsh on it. I mean, again,
We are.
Yeah, it's a passion project. It's a passion project by the founder.
Okay,
Yeah.
but here's why I'm harsh on it. They said themselves they didn't want to go to Kickstarter until they felt they had shown enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they've shown enough, and what they've shown does not inspire any confidence.
But Matt, I will give them this. They have Chronicles of Elyria. I heard about months and months and months ago. I set the page when I first heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
I will give them. I think they went about Kickstarter in a at least in the
Much
right
better
direction.
way
Maybe it's
than
not perfect.
Yes.
There are many games where the Kickstarter is the concept. At least Chronicles of Elyria, they gave out interviews, they did a whole bunch of press releases, and they put them out there so that they could get the word out, get people interested. And then they went to Kickstarter, and they tried to show that they are working on this. Whereas many projects, they start on Kickstarter, and you don't really have a proof of concept at all. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going to give them that. And maybe it's not enough, but it's certainly in the right direction. They were at least professional enough, I think, in my own eyes.
Well, that's fair,
comparatively.
but what I'm saying is that I don't feel they've lived up to what they said they were going to do. That's
Maybe
all
not.
I'm saying.
All right. My thing is,
And-
I think they have an amazing ideas. Okay, and the idea department and what the founder, right, what he has in his head and what he communicates in the video at the Kickstarter page, I think it'll inspire a lot of people to donate. Like honestly, if you're a typical gamer, you don't think about feasibility. You would easily pledge money to it, right? But being the skeptical person that I am, I'm like, God, this sounds amazing. Like all this stuff he's talking about, like I would love to have this in the game, but I just don't think it's feasible. Or if it is feasible, I think it's going to cost a lot more money than what he has pledged and what he's already had invested. So I would love to pay for it after it comes out, but I cannot imagine funding a game like this.
So 900,000 isn't that much.
No, it's nowhere near
Not
enough
that
to
much
make a
at
game.
all. But maybe that's enough to cover their salaries, I guess.
No, but the thing about 900,000 that's impressive is that they got it. Like they, a small indie studio, got it. I mean,
They did it right.
You see all these major companies, or not major companies, all these major developers that started their own companies and still can't figure out how to get the money. Like, I interviewed, I don't even remember his name. The Rogue Rocket Games guy.
He's in watching
and
this
they
podcast.
failed.
Get pissed that you don't remember his name, all right?
I should remember his name because fans of Giant Citizen Kabuto and MDK are gonna kill me. But it's that guy, and they didn't make the money. They didn't even make like a fourth of the money they needed, and that guy has been in the industry for like 2 decades. So the fact that they're getting 900,000.
But like, also, I'm looking at here's my problem too. I looked at the list of people that were involved in the project, right? And there are no like all-star managers. Like the people involved never really made games. They're industry veterans, you can call them, right? Because they've worked at game studios, including the founder. His resume is impressive, right? He's worked at these game studios, but there's nobody there with the experience of like running a team and having successfully executed these bigger projects.
That's the most important part.
Exactly. You can have talented people. You need the glue to hold them together to make the project happen. Ideas are only like
We're looking at you, Firefall.
Like I think, like for example, like I think that League of Legends like wouldn't have reached anywhere near the success it had if Thomas Cadwell was not working on it. If Tom Cadwell wasn't the like design director on it, like I feel like he really had like a large impact because he knew what to do, like what kind of team to build, how to like get that team to work together. And he had like the vision to be able to like guide everyone towards there without micromanaging them. And I think like you need a guy like that to be able to work on it. And also Matt, you're muted.
And again, I don't want to stick on this issue too much. I wish them luck, obviously. I don't want like people from Chronicles of Elyria like bashing me for being too negative. The ideas are beautiful, and I think it inspires a lot of people to donate, to pledge to their game. But ideas alone, I think, are meaningless. Ideas are useless. You need execution. and that's what really matters. And until I see execution, until we see the fees, it can come together. And only at that point would I ever consider pledging for a game like.
I had the
wish
perfect
them luck.
transition. Omar,
Go for
take
it.
us away to another Kickstarter project, please, because you really wanted to talk about it, and I think it's just
Oh my god! Oh my god! No.
All right,
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys-
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
here we go, boys.
Yeah.
You guys know how much I love Kickstarter, all right? So let's take a look at this wonderful Kickstarter page. All right,
Oh,
I'm gonna
man.
go like-
All right, as we're posing that, I gotta say, Chronicles of Elyria, they did the Kickstarter page right. And
Oh yeah.
if anybody out there wants to make a couple $100,000, just invest, just spend a few hours making a really sweet Kickstarter page, and boom, baby, you got yourself a house or two. That's all.
Easy money, boys. Easiest money of my life.
If MMOs.com ever falls apart, I'm going to go to Kickstarter, and I'm going to use my experience as an editor to fund a game, because I know the industry and I know how to make a game. So I just need $2 million. That's all I'm looking for. Or maybe I need $5 million.
Okay,
Who else needs $5 million?
I could use $5 million.
This guy is amazing. He is awesome. $5 million. You know what the funny thing is though? He's not going to get it right because he put too much. But imagine he put his goal at 2,000. He would have got that money.
Yeah.
Now
this
to
guy-
point out, let's be clear real quick. I think I need to introduce this because I think I'm the docile dog here.
You are a
League of
docile
Legends
dog.
MMO. This guy went out and created the page for the League of Legends MMORPG. He's a passionate League player. He wants to create an MMO in the League universe that expands on the lore, but he doesn't actually want to raise $5 million. So unlike other companies that's their goal, he just wants to get enough money to generate the interest of Riot Games to make his dream come true.
I ain't buying it.
Wait,
I'm
is
just-
there a League of Legends lore now?
Hey, I'm just because we wrote a news post about this, and he was kind enough to come in and comment on it. So that's the story we were given. Now Omer here I can see him. He's ready to bark. So
I'm ready to pounce, boys.
I'll let him. I'm gonna let go of the chain now, and he can
All right.
do whatever he wants.
You guys know how I feel about Kickstarter projects for the most part, and I can, this guy has a, if you look at the rewards, he's clearly trying to raise some money. He's giving you playtime. He's gonna give you a retail copy of the game if you give him $30, and he spends his whole Kickstarter page talking about how much he loves the League, and he posts about the heroes, and he talks about the game's stat system. Who cares? Strength increases strength-based attacks. Yo, thanks, guy. I didn't know what strength is. Why is he even putting that there? He talks about dexterity, health, intelligence.
Guys, health.
This is nonsense.
Health. Get tanky.
And he defended himself saying that he wants to work with Riot Games, and the whole purpose of the Kickstarter page was to tell Riot, look, there's interest for an MMORPG, go make one. But that's not what this page says. It says he wants permission to work alongside Riot Games. First of all, no, Riot Games doesn't want to work with you, buddy. I'm sorry, all right? You haven't proven yourself as, first, there's nothing on this page that proves he's a developer capable of executing on this game, let alone anything in the past. It's just it just sounds like a kid comes home one day and is like, League of Legends, MMO, combine it, let's
Okay.
do it, Kickstarter, go!
But to his defense,
This guy looks at least like 25. So I mean,
Not a kid, obviously.
guys, to his defense, like I said, if this guy put out his goal as 5,000, he would have
made it.
He would have made it and kept it and left it to the bank. But the fact that he put it at 5 million, which is unreachable, it kind of does prove that this is a publicity stunt. This is a way to get League's attention, saying, "Hey, I want you to make an MMORPG, please." It's not going to go anywhere.
Scroll down to the equipment screen. That makes me cringe. He literally pulled the World of Warcraft inventory screen, and he put it on Garrett, and he thinks oh, I'm going to fund him because this guy's a real designer here.
but-
Look, he's got. If that was the case, why did
He's
he
not
do
gonna
this?
get a penny,
Look at
though.
the equipment screen.
But look, he's not going to get a penny
Why did he put the equipment screen there?
for fun.
It's just
Okay.
nonsense.
It's just fun,
so-
having fun.
I said it earlier, and I'm going to say it again. If this works, then people that wanted a World of Warcraft legacy server would have started a $5 million Kickstarter years ago.
Here's the thing: if they did it, it would get funded. I'm telling you, if we made a Kickstarter right now, MMOs.com, World of Warcraft legacy servers, $5 million goal. Here's what it works.
We'll be
Every
the
penny
ambassadors
raised-
you deserve.
Step
the
one,
full
we
5
moved to
million
Moldova. Step two, we renounce our U.S. citizenship. And then
Keep the money.
Step three, we make a server, and Blizzard can never sue us, and we will never shut it down.
No, that wouldn't work because people won't give you money then. But it would work if you specifically say this $5 million will go to Blizzard under the condition Blizzard agrees to make a private, a vanilla server, and then they take over the project. They just get the $5 million as pre-order money, and if they disagree, everybody gets refunds. There's no risk.
No, that can't work. That's like
Why?
That's like for two reasons.
I think people would put money where their mouth is.
No, because I don't think Kickstarter will let you put words in someone else's mouth. Like if
No,
I
if
raise money for them, then they're gonna do
It's an offer.
something. It's like what is
No,
this?
the deal is if they don't do it, you get a refund back to everyone. It's an offer.
It's too weird.
I think
That
it's
proves the market.
It doesn't. It proves the market for someone else. It's like
But what about this thing?
that is the most convoluted thing I ever heard in my life. I don't like
Okay,
it.
no, I think
That's what he's doing with the league thing. That's
exactly
why.
what he's doing with the league thing.
That's
What?
why
Right.
the example.
But he's not serious. He's just some
He is
guy.
serious.
serious.
I don't
He
think
is serious.
He's just some super naive guy that's dead
Do you think
serious
he's
about
trolling?
this.
Do you think he's
No,
trolling?
no, it's
No,
not.
He's
trolling.
not trolling.
it's not troll. It's
No,
publicity.
He's not.
It's just like,
No,
hey
it's not
guys.
public. He wants a league MMO, and he thinks this is one way of showing interest. I think if somebody made a Kickstarter, whether it's us or the guys that made Nostalrius, just saying here's $5 million, and the goal is to give this to Blizzard if they agree to make. If they don't, everybody gets a refund, no loss. Simple
I
as
don't
that.
know.
I think they would raise a lot of money. There'd be no
Yeah, but
risk to
okay.
backers.
The problem with this, and we just discussed this last week, is that it's undermining the purpose of Kickstarter.
Yes.
See, what he's done, and I don't mean to bash on him. I think it's naive, but it wasn't
Not
done
bashing.
with an intention of taking anyone's money. This was a passion of
Yes,
his.
I agree.
But the thing is, what it does is it's turned Kickstarter into an advertising platform, and what it is, it's like Kickstarter is this billboard, and the more money you throw at it, the bigger the billboard gets. And instead of
I'm
Kickstarter
surprised it
being
hasn't
a way,
been banned yet.
Actually, you know what this has turned into? It hasn't turned into what you just said. It has turned Kickstarter into like a change.org or petition.com. Like where
That's true.
where people can
Yeah.
demand a project by putting money down. You know what I'm saying?
But I think it's a good thing for the industry.
Okay, now whether
it's not
Kickstarter
good
will
for Kickstarter.
but will Kickstarter offer this
How is
option?
it good for the industry? A bunch of
Yeah, I
people
don't
put money
know.
into a
I don't
$5
know
million
about that one.
project. It succeeds. The company rejects the offer. Like, how is this good for the
Okay,
industry?
but nobody loses then. It's a win-win. Nobody lost.
Unless they keep the money because it's not the company that's putting
Yeah.
in the petition.
Oh, if this
Okay,
guy gets
that's
5
the
million,
deal.
if this guy somehow gets the 5 million, yeah, it's not going to be Riot getting that 5. It's this guy who's going to get it.
Okay,
It
that's
shouldn't be
he-
Kickstarter.
he
It
may
should be
have-
like
you can
another
fix it.
site.
Yeah.
You can fix that.
Look, he might have honest intentions now, but I guarantee you, the moment that he sees that $5 million roll into his bank account,
I would.
Later, guys.
See ya.
See ya, noobs.
all he
Listen,
has to
listen.
do is say, "Look, they refused, and my bank is being dumb." End of story.
Yeah. Like, I
Okay,
give it back. I
I'm not-
promise. I don't know what
Okay,
happened.
listen. I'm talking about the concept, all right? Let's say in a situation like that where it's a proposition, it's not like a traditional Kickstarter campaign to make a game, okay? Kickstarter can have a separate section for propositions where Kickstarter holds the money.
Okay, sure, whatever.
And then all they do is
It's a different service now,
listen,
though.
Matt. No, okay, imagine. I'll tell
Put
you
your
what.
money
Imagine
where
like,
your mouth is.com.
yes, there you go. Imagine X
new
Steel.
one.
An old,
It's a good domain.
listen, X Steel, right? An old
Love
game that I
X-Steel.
played from NCSoft years ago. It was pretty fun. It was like a mech shooter, arena shooter esque
Also
kind
a
of game.
mess.
It was a mess of a game. It was fun though. It was by NCSoft years ago. I doubt you guys remember it. But imagine you made a Kickstarter page, $100,000 you raise, and NCSoft, please bring back X Steel. Here's $100,000 we give you if you make it happen. If they say no, boom, everybody gets a refund. If they say yes, it's a win-win. Like
Wait. But now is the company under like
no, there's no obligation.
under contract?
sounds-
Like if they take the
No.
money, so they take the money, and then
Yeah.
like what if they're like, well,
This
okay,
sounds-
we put it up, but then we don't want to do it anymore, so it's down.
That's fine.
Let's
At that point, the company would risk their
Okay,
reputation.
this
if they
sounds
take
like
it.
a legal nightmare. Okay,
No.
because
There's no obligation. Zero obligation. Zero legal
yeah,
nightmare.
but as soon as the company takes the money from this proposition, it becomes a legal
No, it's
nightmare.
not. Very simple. The contract says, "This is your money. You do whatever you want."
Who cares
And
what the
the
contract
only-
says? Contracts
yeah.
don't stop lawsuits. You know, it's just
There
not
is
worth
no
it.
contract.
That's what I'm saying.
There is no
This is
contract.
that idea is asking for trouble, basically.
Yeah, I agree. It's too many moving parts and too separated from.
I think
Reality.
it's a
Yes.
win-win scenario that allows players to fund the games they want, bring back the games they want, maybe even. I think in the future we're going to see stuff like this, whether it's for video games, whether it's for localizations, translations for things, where people put their money.
Here,
It's
I've
almost
got
like
a
an
better
advanced
idea.
pre-order.
I've got a better idea. Okay, game
Go.
show, based on the weakest link, right? The one that wins gets $1 million grant.
Boosh.
How about we just
I like
kickstart a
it.
continent, our own country? How about that?
MMOs.com.
And we can sell citizenship, and then if they pay more, they can lordship and like
You have
titles.
to pay a certain amount to get a plot of land.
Yeah,
though,
like
otherwise it's
titles
free.
of nobility, like baron.
I like it.
Dude, can you do Kickstarter to buy an island and start your own
yeah.
nation?
Let's see. This island only cost me $1,000 because it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm gonna charge you $1,000 per square foot.
Yes.
There you go.
We'll,
Nothing wrong with that.
we'll sell our kingships for less than $10,000. It'll be a better deal than Chronicles of Elyria. You'll be a real king. You'll have a little bit
You would
less.
have you would have this stuff at the bottom, like top tier internet for everyone for free.
And when they get there, they're actually just slaves. They can't leave.
Gaming community.
We harvest their organs.
In reality, it's like North
They
Korea.
can't sue you if they're in slavery, right?
They're,
Yes,
yeah, well,
that is-
they're in
that's
our
how it
country
works.
now, you know?
Our rules apply.
Is that like the $10 one? Like you said for $10 to be.
All right, apparently
slave?
someone's already done this. Somebody's already kickstarted a country, so they beat us to that.
Wait, really?
Okay.
Is that real?
I mean,
Wait.
Don Goat said it was, so... and as you guys know,
I trust
Don-
a name like that.
Don Goat knows all.
All right. I think Net94 asked the best Kickstarter campaign. Kickstarter to decensor hentai. There we go. I am on board with this.
You don't need a Kickstarter for that.
Change.org.
Get enough fans together that
Change.org.
like it, and they'll do it on their own.
Forget hentai. About regular porn from Japan. Just be like, Japanese government, please remove your censor laws.
All right. Let's move on to something else.
Nick
We've got a
Obama
Kickstarter
asked
for a while.
them.
Yeah, you know how fan patch decensors work, right? They redraw it.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah. They basically
Impressive.
redraw it.
Nice.
All right. There's another sort of unrelated topic, vaguely related to the first topic we talked about. And this week, Activision actually reported their earnings, which is, I thought there's some interesting data in there, because this was the first quarter I believe they fully owned King.com, because they did buy the makers of Candy Crush. We talked about this a while ago, but they reported that Hearthstone revenue is up 20% year over year, which is pretty impressive because the last data we heard about Hearthstone was from Super Data Research when it was doing really well on mobile. So we estimate they're doing about $24 million per month. So Hearthstone is still the top of their game.
Dang.
Even though like some people aren't playing as much anymore, overall it's killing it. 20% year over year growth.
Wow, 24 million a month, guys.
I mean, that's some nice money, all right? Wish I had that kind of money.
So
With that kind of money, you could do anything, even make a legacy server. But let's not go there. Activision and Blizzard is making bank, and my 3 stocks are way up. Going to cash out soon. I think Activision Blizzard is it's going to be a titan. Going forward, it already is a titan, but it's going to be the name. For a very, very long time. And I'm
Actually,
expecting a mobile game soon. No, anyone else?
Well, I mean, they own King now, so
That's what I'm saying.
imagine. I'm expecting this. Ready? A Clash of Clans type game or Game of War, with Warcraft, like
They'll
Warcraft
make
Empires.
So much
Like
money.
build your
Warcraft,
war,
yeah, that's
build your
probably what it
civilization.
is.
You can pick undead or whatever, or orc, human.
The sad thing
Oh
is
my
that
God.
game will make more money than WoW. It will make
Yeah.
more money than WoW.
I'd play it. I'd give it a try.
I would try it actually, to be honest.
I won't give
They
WoW a
would-
try, but I'll give that game a try.
Yeah.
They
Oh
would make
shit!
unbelievable money.
While
If you
we're
look-
still,
Alright.
while we're still on this topic, before you guys cut it off somewhere else, I know Sean wanted to talk about that dumb survey.
That
what is
dumb
Oh, we're getting there.
survey.
We're getting there.
What is this
Well,
survey?
well-
I haven't heard about this.
So, in light of Activision Blizzard news, Nostalrius, the new ambassadors, it's a very prestigious title. The UN granted them that one. The ambassadors of Vanilla WoW, who will be heading to Blizzard at an undisclosed time and date, decided to conduct a survey today to try and figure out what it is the WoW community, the Vanilla WoW community, wants from a legacy server. I tweeted at them and asked them why they're conducting the survey, and that's exactly what they told me. But then I went and took the survey. The survey asked me questions like, what was my favorite raid? How long have I been playing the official World of Warcraft server? Why did I play it? See, to me, the survey, I guess, was helpful because it mainly asked the one important question, which was, would you pay for a vanilla World of Warcraft server? But the way I see it, and I'm basing this on purely emotion, and maybe there's good intention, it just feels like pandering, okay? Like, they're now the ambassadors of Vanilla WoW, and this is somehow going to convince Blizzard to make a private server. I'm not really sure what it was all about. I don't know if anyone else took the survey in our chat. I know Matt did. But basically, I guess they're just taking the survey to collect data and present it to Blizzard. They're gonna just put it on Blizzard's
But
desk.
that data is useless. They're just
Yes,
words.
okay, so it's like the raid
Yeah.
thing. I put this in the article, right? The raid. Why the fuck do they need to know my favorite raid? Just take the expansion,
They
put it
don't.
there, and I
They
will
don't.
play the damn raid.
It's
You know?
nonsense. There's no reason for even
There's
ask for that.
already a clear demonstration that people want the private server or the vanilla server. So I don't understand what an additional survey is going to do. It just feels like a waste of time at this point. It just feels like
Complete
we're trying to
waste.
stay
What it
relevant.
feels like to me, is that not that they're going to stay relevant, that they're going to take this information, they're going to take it to Blizzard, and they're going to bargain with it based on the average of what people are going to be
They're
able
not
to deal
bargaining shit.
They're in no
The
position. to
case
bargain.
is closed. Blizzard's lawyers already told them you're done. It's over.
But
There's
they're
nothing
the
more.
You know what they would
ambassadors.
work?
You don't
You know what
really
would
think
work?
that after calling themselves ambassadors, they're going to be too high and mighty to not bargain?
They're not doing
Matt-
shit. They're gonna
Matt
go
and
get desk
Matt and
jobs
Sean.
at Blizzard.
Listen. Let's say these guys came to Blizzard with $2 million worth of Kickstarter backing and people that commit to Vanilla WoW to give it to Blizzard. And they said, listen here, Blizzard. They say it publicly. Here's $2 million cash money today. If you agree to open a Vanilla WoW server, it's yours. They would do it when there's money behind it, proving the concept. That de-risks the project for Blizzard. Blizzard doesn't have to take a financial risk on an issue like this when they have $2 million being given to them with real. Because when people say they'll pay for it, right, on a survey, that means exactly zero. Somebody can say they'll pay for it and they won't. You know, who cares? People that are going to fill out that survey, they're all going to say they'll pay for it because they want a Vanilla WoW server.
No
When
shit.
push comes to shove,
That's a lie. I said I would not pay for any of it, and I'm not paying for Legion either.
okay, that's fine. But like most people that want Vanilla WoW, they're going to say they'll pay for it even if they won't, and they'll go play on a private server anyway. But if there's money on it, there's literally money on the line, Blizzard will take it more seriously. Blizzard dismisses all of this as hogwash right now because these guys aren't serious. Even if you make a server, they probably won't pay for it. They're cheapskates. But no, if there's money on the line, it's a different story. That's at least how I feel.
Sean, was that dungeon 20-man in the Stranglethorn Vale?
20-man STV?
You
I
kill-
know what you're talking about. Shit.
The troll one? You kill the troll god?
Zolgarad?
Yeah,
Zul'Gurub.
ZG, I'll just put
Zolgarub.
ZG20.
CG20 was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
If you ran 20 in ZG, you were a scrub. You could do that with 10 man if you were good. Luckily, my guild in Vanilla WoW, we wiped on 20
Wait,
man.
who
like
remembers
1,000 times.
15-man Ubers? That's what I want. Bring back 15-man Ubers, alright?
Yo, I wiped
And I
so
wanna do-
often in Ubers. That last boss, the conflagration, oh my god. I just got dunked. He goes, put you on fire.
I really, unfortunately, I don't see anything ever coming from Blizzard regarding Vanilla WoW. What I think is happening is Blizzard what I see happening is Nostalrius will meet with them after Overwatch releases, and people will gradually forget that this ever happened, and that's it. That's how things work. You care in the immediate time after the event goes down, and then gradually you stop giving a shit, and then it fades into nothing. And that's what'll happen.
Unfortunate, but that is true.
That
Okay, that would happen even if they gave them a vanilla server, though. Everybody would be like, "Oh, this is great," and they're
Yeah,
like,
but-
"Oh, I have to pay for this. I'm done."
All right, guys. More importantly, the best news of the last 2 weeks. It's a little older than a week, but it's literally the best thing I've heard in a while. Go ahead and link the video because it's awesome.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Tera has Hello Kitty items for sale.
Oh my
in the
god,
store.
yes!
This is
That's
probably
amazing.
my favorite news in a while. Let me go ahead and link it on.
It's
Sorry, I
even
can show it on
better
the
than the
podcast.
fucking sports cars.
This is so much better than the sports cars. Look at this video, guys. It's
Who's
so
coming to
wonderful.
Tera?
The music is so wonderful too.
All right, I'll
Put
turn
the
up
music
a
up on the video too. Why not?
As if Tera didn't have enough like lolly creepy stuff with that like what's
Tera
that?
is so good at
what's-
monetizing, dude.
What's that race called? The little pedal race.
Ellen?
Ellen.
It's kind of creepy with this video, actually, to be honest.
I kind of like it.
I mean, some of the races look good with it, but some of them just look creepy in the outfits.
But what about that pig, man? It's all about the pig.
How about that rabbit?
But like, how cool is that they're doing like this cross over? You don't see very many MMORPGs do that. Like whether it's, it'd be cool to see, like partnering with like sports teams eventually and doing stuff like that too. Like we're going to see more brands in MMOs cosmetically. I think whether it's going to be like,
I mean,
it'd be a cool way to monetize too.
I know
Nogi had some.
Japan is big on that.
already,
Japan
but
is
it's
really
not
big on
online.
that cross promotion stuff. Like you see, like characters from one game will make it to another all the time.
10 out of 10 would fap the Hello Kitty pig again. Nice.
Dream of Mirror Online before had a Clannad one, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I was surprised
I don't
that
know if it was in
like
America,
Chinese game
but
got
I
the
know they had
license
it in
for.
China.
Well, it was probably unlicensed. Right? I can't imagine that Chinese company
No, I think
respecting
it
copyrights.
was an actual promo.
Right.
I think.
Yeah, the Phantasy Star Online crossovers are awesome.
Let me see.
So of course, the goods they do cost money in Tera. You got to buy them from the loot boxes, I believe, and you get a chance of getting various goodies. It'd be nice to see stuff like that in more games. It's a nice little promo.
Nice.
Best news of the week, right there.
You can get little backpacks that turn your Ellen from 200-year-old girls into actual little girls.
Yes.
Oh.
I like that thing where they have like a little character like she's 700 years old.
All right, so the real big news of the week. It's not really MMO related, but Battlefield 1 trailer. Who
Yeah, you gotta mention.
Yeah,
it.
let's
It's
talk
worth
about
mentioning.
that.
who's seen it?
Can
Who
I
hasn't?
see it? Do you guys have that?
All right, I'll play it
I
right now.
haven't seen
I'll
it.
play it for the.
All right, let me see it. Let me.
Okay,
let
it
me
is
see
it is
this.
amazing, and I gotta put the sound up too.
Legit.
The sound is really good too.
Let's watch a cinematic trailer. I'm excited.
Are you posting it?
But
or
it's
do I
in
have to look
engine,
up?
man.
It's on the stream. I'll link it too. Why not?
Watch it. This
Yeah,
is
look
an
at please.
excellent trailer.
It's off. The stream is off. Please.
I am quite excited to play some Battlefield 1.
I feel like I talked about World War games recently and how I was tired of modern shooters and wanted to go back to the World Wars
Dude, I love
or anything
like,
older.
I love historical games.
I mean, this game looks. It's got everything. It's kind of arcadey,
Yeah.
but it's still got the trench. Like it's not.
You have cavalry, all right. You had the old.
I have two thoughts about this game right now. One, it's not going to look that good. Okay, so
Of course not.
it's in engine,
cinematic.
but it's like it's in engine cinematic though. But it's like Battlefront when it first came out. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is going to look awesome!" And it came out and it looked nice, but it didn't look
gorgeous.
nearly as nice as it did. And two, after playing Battlefront, I've been saying Battlefield. Battlefront.
Yeah.
Battlefront. That's what I meant. After playing Battlefront, yeah, it's homogenized. Like Battlefront's pretty homogenized, and like it has this stereotypical shooter feel, even though it's in sci-fi setting, and that's kind of what I'm worried about with Battlefield 1, even though it's in a World War One setting and it's different because it's the same series basically. I mean, Battlefront is literally just sci-fi Battlefield.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
That front is correct.
Oh
But
my god, I want this game so bad.
having played Battlefield 1942, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3 and 4, I feel like Battlefield 2 was okay because that's the next Battlefield I played after 1942.
Yes, here's my favorite
Because
gift.
there was Vietnam and stuff.
I love Battlefield 2. That game is really.
Me too,
Yeah.
but like I didn't want to play the modern shooter over and over and over again. I'm so done with the modern shooter that like
Yeah,
even
me too.
World War II would have been nice. So having played World
where's-
War One, it looks awesome.
Where's my Revolutionary War
But,
shooter?
You're not getting Battlefield 1942 or 2142 or even Battlefield 2. You're getting like either Battlefield 4 or Battlefront in World
Yes,
War One.
I know exactly. I know what you're saying because that is the vibe you got from
Yeah.
the Star
it's true.
Wars one. But that setting alone makes me excited to play because I was never excited to play. After Battlefield 2, I played Battlefield 3, and since then I wasn't excited for any Battlefield games. Like I stopped being excited about them. And this is the first time I'm excited about a Battlefield game. Based on the scenery alone almost, because I'm tired of that modern shooter.
I can't wait to siege Istanbul. You guys are going down.
I've got one for you guys then.
But don't worry, we got
There,
cavalry.
World War One
It's-
shooter.
the Middle East.
You got
The Middle East has cavalry in Battlefield
Oh,
1.
you guys are going to be the powerhouse in the game.
I wonder if the game will have fezzes for the Ottoman soldiers. That'd be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
There, I
Battlefield
linked you guys
1781.
I linked you guys a World War One FPS that
We've played that.
actually is.
We're done. I have this game.
I
I
played
know
that
this.
game actually.
Yo, do we all have? Yo, we should do this for Sunday Funday if we haven't already. I don't even remember.
We would be the only players on, wouldn't we?
Yeah, let me
Oh, maybe.
No, it doesn't have all the all aspect warfare.
no,
but it's pretty
6:39.
fair to-
All right,
it's
that's pretty
fair
good
to
actually.
its,
I mean,
era.
if we already all own this, I mean, I don't see why we can't just do it for Sunday Funday. It can be like a ghetto version of Battlefield 1.
Yeah, get us hyped for Battlefield 1. Maybe that's a good idea. So,
Alright.
before we go away from Battlefield 1, I want to show you the competitor to Battlefield 1. It's Call of Duty Infinite Warfare
Oh.
Reveal. So I linked a video on it.
Oh, let's see.
And
it.
just look how many dislikes this has.
Where
look at
is
this.
it?
Look at they got so dunked in the podcast
Why?
chat.
Why did it get so many dislikes? Call of
Wow.
Duty fans don't like it? Whoa, what
1.6
happened?
million. And it's
I'm
official.
shocked. So wait a second. Has the Call of Duty fan base turned against it? I don't get it.
I think the problem was it got flooded after the Battlefield 1 came out because it looks so much worse in comparison.
Oh yeah, okay.
There's some excellent gifs on Reddit about it.
I don't think I've
Just showing,
ever
like-
I don't think I've ever disliked the video on YouTube. I'll make it my I'll make this my first. I'll join the crowd.
Join the crowd of internet hate.
I'll also downvote them. I'll just like it. There we go.
You know what? Since everyone's doing it, I'll get on board.
Let's
too.
all just like the Call of Duty video.
But Sean, aren't you an Activision Blizzard shareholder? Aren't you hurting your profits by doing this?
You just lost
I'm
money.
never cashing out anyway. We all know that. I can't even afford to cash
Okay.
out.
I think that the big thing about it, though, still, I don't like the name. I think it feels like it's the last one, and it feels like it's going to have way more content than it's going to.
For what?
Looks like the
Infinite
same
Warfare?
piece of shit
Infinite
that-
Warfare.
Yeah, this
feels
actually looks very similar.
And I wouldn't. If I didn't know the title, I would think this was the previous Call of Duty. I wouldn't have any idea.
It actually just
Black Ops 3?
it kind of
looks
looks
more
like
sci-fi.
it kind of looks like Halo. Like it's very generic sci-fi.
I had the very same vibe while looking
Didn't the
like
last
Halo.
one Call of Duty do that though? They had the jetpacks and
Yeah.
flying
Yeah.
around shit.
Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 both had it.
I think this is gonna this might be the turning point for the Call of Duty franchise if this hate rolls over.
Imagine
obviously
they went back to
that-
World Wars.
But again, this could just be like a temporary thing on the internet where by the time the game comes out, everyone forgets about it. Everyone just buys it anyway, you know.
I'm sure
So,
it'll
this-
play well, but the problem is this game looks
Yeah.
like it has no soul compared to Battlefield 1.
Wait, Battlefield,
No
the
soul
Battlefield
is a
1
good
trailer
critique.
got everyone excited, all right?
Okay, it's hard to say, though, that Battlefield 1 is going to have a soul until you've seen gameplay.
That's
Because
true.
I mean,
Battlefront, like, everybody was so
but both
excited
games
for
aren't
that.
out yet, so it's just a matter of marketing. And clearly, EA did a better
Honestly-
job. You know, it's
Matt, I
is winning
think
the
just by
marketing war.
not being modern or future warfare, it already has more soul because it's at least not printing the same shit that's been print now in the mainstream gaming developers that we've been seeing. At least it's trying to do something
But,
different.
it's
This is the same
but
garbage.
again, my concern is it's going to play like all those other ones.
I don't mind that though.
So it-
I love that. That's fine.
it probably will. You're right.
Yeah, it probably will. I don't see a problem with that though.
Well, there it is, boys.
I hope it does.
All right. Well, that is it for the podcast. We are once again out of time. But if you're watching this, you can stick around and keep watching us on twitch.tv for the overtime.
Oh, the overtimes when this shit gets good, boys.
And
That's
if
when
you're-
we are
Take our shirts
unhinged.
off.
And if you're,
Uh-oh.
if you're watching
Shirts are
this,
coming off,
if you're
boys.
watching this on YouTube, be sure to check us out live on Tuesdays at 4 Pacific time p.m., 7 Eastern time on Twitch. There it is. Fare thee
Oh, we're
well.
gonna get unhinged now, boys.
All right. Say your
This is when-
farewells.
This is when it gets good. Later, guys.
See ya.
See you later.
Later.
That later.